My child, let the noise fall away. Let the hurried thoughts quiet themselves. Let the restless striving loosen its grip. Step out of the ceaseless motion of the world, the demands, the expectations, the comparisons, the invisible pressures that have weighed upon your spirit. This moment is not accidental. You are not here by coincidence. You are not reading these words randomly. You have been drawn here, gently, intentionally, because something within you was ready. Something within you has been stirring even if you could not name it. I have called you aside. I have drawn your awareness away from distraction so that I may speak directly to your heart. Not to your fear. Not to your doubt. Not to the voice of your past. But to the deepest part of you, the place where truth still lives untouched. Listen carefully. You have sensed it, haven't you? There has always been something different about your journey. From your earliest days, resistance met you. While others seemed to move forward effortlessly, you encountered friction. Where others found belonging, you often felt apart. Where others felt understood, you felt unseen. You wondered why. You questioned your worth. You questioned your path. You questioned whether something was wrong with you. But what if nothing was wrong? What if the very tension you experienced was evidence of something sacred? Before you recognized the weight upon your life, opposing forces recognized it. Before you understood your significance, resistance sought to suppress it. The struggle did not begin when you became aware of your calling. It began long before, because your life has always carried meaning. What felt like isolation was often protection. What felt like rejection was often redirection. What felt like delay was often preparation. You were never abandoned. You were being shaped. Every night you lay awake wrestling with thoughts no one else knew. Every tear you wiped away in silence. Every betrayal that cut deeper than words could explain. Every time you stood alone when you longed for support. None of it was wasted. You were being strengthened in hidden places. Those who carry great responsibility are rarely prepared in comfort. Depth is not formed in applause. Endurance is not born in ease. The kind of strength that can sustain purpose must be forged quietly, often painfully, beneath the surface. You may not feel ready. You may feel uncertain even now. But readiness is not measured by confidence. It is measured by surrender. If you could accomplish everything by your own strength, you would never discover the greater strength available to you. If your purpose depended solely on your natural ability, it would never require faith. You feel pressure because you are near transition. You feel resistance because you are approaching clarity. The tension you sense is not a sign to retreat. It is a sign that something is shifting. There is a veil lifting. You are beginning to see yourself differently. Not through the distorted lens of comparison. Not through the wounds of past disappointment. Not through the opinions of those who misunderstood you. But through truth. And truth can feel unsettling at first. Because truth asks you to respond. This is not simply another inspirational message. It is an invitation. A summons. A moment that asks for decision. Delay feels harmless. But hesitation shapes destiny. Every time you postponed alignment with what you knew deep inside, something in you grew heavier. Every time you silenced that quiet inner nudge, you felt a subtle dissonance. You were not created to drift. You were not formed to move through life half awake. There is a difference between surviving and stepping into calling. You have survived much. You endured seasons that would have broken others. You navigated confusion without guidance. You held yourself together when support dissolved. You persevered when affirmation disappeared. But survival was not the end goal. It was preparation. Look back over your life carefully. Notice the patterns. The relationships that fell away when they could no longer serve your growth. The opportunities that collapsed just before they would have led you somewhere misaligned. The detours that frustrated you in the moment but protected you in hindsight. What you called bad luck was often divine interruption. You were being redirected from roads that would have drained you, shielded from connections that would have diminished you, guarded from paths that glittered on the surface but concealed erosion beneath. You felt restricted at times. Doors closed unexpectedly. Progress stalled. Momentum disappeared. But those limitations were not punishments. They were boundaries drawn in mercy. You were being preserved. You learned resilience in silence. You discovered inner strength when external validation vanished. You developed discernment when illusion revealed itself. Even your loneliness refined you. It forced you inward. It deepened your awareness. It stripped away dependence on applause. Many build lives on fragile foundations. Approval, appearance, temporary success. Those structures rise quickly but crumble under pressure. You are being rooted deeply. Foundations built in quiet seasons endure storms. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You have not missed your moment. Every unseen season was shaping endurance. Every hidden year was cultivating depth. What looked like stagnation was strengthening your base. And now you stand at a threshold. There comes a moment when preparation transitions into participation. When refinement shifts into responsibility. When awareness demands response. You feel it? There is urgency in your spirit. Not panic but pressure. Not fear but awakening. This is not about perfection. It is about alignment. You do not need flawless history to step forward. You do not need complete certainty to say yes. You do not need to understand every detail before moving. You need willingness. There is power in simple willingness. 2 words can shift trajectory. I will. Not spoken casually. Not whispered half-heartedly. But declared with resolve. When you say, I will, you are not claiming control over outcomes. You are aligning yourself with purpose. You are declaring openness. You are stepping into cooperation with something greater than fear. Opposition loses leverage when you stop wavering. Doubt weakens when confronted with decision. Indecision drains energy. Commitment releases it. You have wrestled internally long enough. You have circled the same questions repeatedly. You have waited for a perfect moment that never arrives. This is your moment. Not because circumstances are flawless, they rarely are, but because you are aware. And awareness creates responsibility.